John over at Common Sense Clashing, bringing you another war review today, and our clan has been having a lot of fun. The update, of course, as of this point in time now is live. You guys who are now clashing with the post update are having to figure out having to get your town halls inside. But our clan's been doing really well. Looking back over the last 60 plus days or so, we've been logging just an incredible amount of wins compared to losses, and our clan's really been picking it up. That one against Precious Gems there in the middle, that was a painful one. We had 96% destruction percentage versus their 92, but they squeezed out that extra star that we couldn't get. And so that one probably could have gone the other way had one or two attacks just been a little bit different. But we've won 9 wars in a row at the time this video was shot, and we are just having a blast, having a good time. And if you guys out there are watching and looking for a good war clan, feel free to check us out. But the clan we were up against, MyOtherPlace3, they had some good attacks. These guys are an Asian clan, it looks like, just based on the names and on the clan description. But we had a really good showing by several guys here who are clashing with us. Show you a few replays here, starting at number 2, which I went ahead and took with my first attack. And this is a base, guys. Again, you've seen this base if you've been watching any of our videos. You know this base by now. It's one that's designed to kind of make your troops run around in a big circle. But the way that you approach it is you focus on where the Archer Queen is first. You're going to use 4 earthquake spells to open up all the walls that are around her. And then you're going to drop a golem at the 2 corners of the base that are nearest to her. So in this case it would be at 12 o'clock and at 9 o'clock. And then you'll drop the 3rd golem right in the middle, probably where that gold storage is. And you're going to drop a couple of witches behind each of those golems, and then wizards along the outside edge that will work their way in. And as those golems make their way in, they're going to soak up all of the damage from any different defensive structures that are there in their way. The heroes will come in, and a few P.E.K.K.A. if you'd like to bring some P.E.K.K.A. It's always a good option to bring a few of those because their damage per second is so high. But the goal is to have your heroes and a few troops kind of go into the core and just target the queen and other defenses that are in there. And so as you can see, the earthquake did open up the Tesla there that is kind of on the north side. And everything at this point is going just perfectly. You're going to have the golem at 12 o'clock going along the upper edge, the golem that you dropped at 9 o'clock going along that bottom edge. The witches that you drop behind them are following them for cleanup. The wizards and heroes cleaned out the core, and so that's good to go now. In this particular attack, I did not lure the clan castle. We saw that there was a pattern or a trend, if you will, where the Town Hall 9s in this particular clan were using lava hounds. And knowing that, it was kind of a risk versus reward. I figured that they were using a lava hound, but wasn't completely sure, but went ahead and dropped the attack anyway without luring, and it worked out great because there's no way that lava hound will ever be able to take down all of the troops once they're down on the field. So it worked out great. Easy 3-star attack. Guys, this is a base. If you are not 3-starring this base by now, you should be. This is a really easy base. It's a really fun one to 3-star. It's very doable for just about any Town Hall 9. The next base I'm going to show you is one by Bruno, and that he 3-starred. It was a really good attack. I don't know the defender's name. I can't really pronounce that. But Bruno, as you're going to see, it's a base where all of the air defenses are kind of arranged around the core in the north part of the base. And so he takes a Pentalavaloon attack, 5 lava hounds with several balloons, and he's going to really tear this base apart. As we go through it, you'll see how he positions the lava hounds to kind of look for traps that are there. That's the one thing you want to do, and then you want to follow up by sending balloons immediately behind the lava hounds so that they can clean up as quickly as possible so that the lava hounds don't take as much damage, yet you do want them to explode into those lava pups. So what you're going to see here is you're going to see his CC drop almost there at 6 o'clock. I mean, he really spends a very large gap looking for air traps or things that will pop up, and then he drops 1 or 2 on the other side to kind of mirror, and then he drops balloons immediately behind. Now, I have watched lots of guys doing these lava hound attacks, the Lavaloon attacks. I by no means am any kind of a, professional at Lavaloon. That's probably the one attack that I just stink at. I am not good at that, guys. I prefer hogs. However, what I have seen from many guys who do that very well is that you do want to, as soon as those lava hounds go down, drop those loons in. So the one thing that I would say probably if I were to give any critique to this attack in particular was just get that done a little bit faster. Now look at the queen. Her health is down almost to nothing. I mean, she's got a sliver of health left, and there's one little lava pup right there. He comes up behind her, drops a little piece of lava on her, and she goes down. I thought that was really funny. The queen just gets taken out by that one little lava pup. And at this point, really, it's a matter of just cleanup. He has his heroes that are both still alive. He has one haste spell. He's got one balloon left that he can deploy, and he's got some lava pups that are kind of making their way around. And at this point, just about all of the defenses are down there. He does have one archer tower and one air defense, along with one mortar and one cannon, kind of in that northeast quadrant. And as you can see, we're just going to speed up the film here. His heroes, being level 15 and level 11 for his archer queen, they have enough health that they can kind of make their way through, survive that. And sure enough, there he drops that last loon in, and it's a 3-star attack. So Bruno, great job. I applaud you on that because I am not at all a Lavaloon attacker, and so I'm always impressed by the guys who can pull that off. The next base here is another one that I pulled off 3-star on, and this one was a cleanup. I was able to see where some of the Teslas were, where some of the giant bombs were, and if you can see right there, there's some gaps on the east part of the base. One of the benefits of seeing replays ahead of time is that you know where those traps are, and so if you can, you always, when you're dropping hogs, which is what you're going to see me do here, you're always going to want to drop a couple of troops to set off those traps. You do not want your hogs to get taken by surprise by a giant bomb or something else when you could have very easily triggered it ahead of time. So there you go. I went ahead and triggered the giant bomb and also the 2 Teslas. And with every hog attack, guys, here's the progression. You're going to want to lure the CC. In this case, I knew it was a lava hound, so I didn't bother. But you're going to want to kill the archer queen next to kill the clan castle troops, and then send your hogs in areas where those traps are not going to go off. And as you can see, this base is a great base for sending hogs in. It's a compact base. All of the defenses are very close. I went ahead and sent in kind of an Asian wall style attack for the hogs as far as the deployment strategy there between 1 and maybe 2 o'clock. And the hogs just make their way through. Now the goal is when the defenses are really this close together, just putting those heals over areas where the hogs are going to slow down because you're going from defense to defense to defense. So you want to look at the base, you want to scout it out first and try to pinpoint the areas where the hogs are going to be slow moving from defense to defense, and then put the heals over that area. I didn't do the greatest job. I probably should have saved heal for that bottom part, just south of the town hall, but I ended up using all of my heals and it worked out okay. Now the one thing I will say, guys, is as you're watching that group of hogs, they're going to take out that wizard tower, and then where are they going to go next? The only defense left is that one Tesla. And guys, remember at the very beginning of the attack, I went ahead and I deployed, one barbarian to explode the giant bomb there. If I had not done that, guys, those hogs would not have been able to take off any health from that Tesla. And so, it was really beneficial. This attack, I don't know, it might have not made that much of a difference, but I do think those hogs just getting a few extra hits on that Tesla weakened it up enough so that the cleanup troops that I have that are coming through now, the queen, the wizard, which just died because of that giant bomb, the witch, and those archers, those troops now, as they're coming through and cleaning up, there's enough of them that Tesla is not going to be able to really take them all out, and there's not much health left on that Tesla. So really good strategy just to utilize your troops and think through how you're going to take out different defenses ahead of time or take out different traps ahead of time if you can possibly do it. So I would always recommend looking at those replays before you drop any troops. Talk through it in clan chat with your teammates, see if they see anything that you're missing. It's always worth it to just spend a few extra minutes scouting that base out, because you're never going to know when you're going to find just that little chink in the armor that's missing that you can exploit. On this base, Nate did a great job. He scouted it out. He looked at some of the replays. He saw that the Archer Queen was at 9 o'clock. The Barbarian King was up there around 10 o'clock. And he knew that in the clan castle there was a golem. Which, guys, a golem, I guess it depends on the base layout. If you can get a golem that's going to distract enough of your troops for long enough where the defenses can really tear them up, then that's great. But I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on what defensive troops really work best. Guys, I'd love to hear your comments on that, so throw them in the comment section below. What defensive troops do you think work best at Town Hall 9, and why? And but anyway, Nate, he doesn't bother, CCing or pulling the CC out for the lure and kill. He just goes and, targets the Archer Queen right away on the 3 o'clock, and then he sends in all of his hogs in down there at 6 o'clock and just keeps them healed. Now this attack, again, unconventional hog attack because he did not lure, but again, guys, with lava hounds and with golems, it's not always necessary. You do not always need to lure lava hounds and golems. It really depends on the base setup and how you see those hogs pathing through. So Nate went ahead, sent all those hogs in. As you can see, that golem is too slow. He's trying to chase the hogs down. The one thing that does cause Nate some problems right there was that giant bomb and all of the skeleton traps, those little Larrys that are now chasing those hogs down. They're going to quickly die because all of those Larrys are continuing to target them. And so all of his hogs are done at that point. Nate's hogs are done. It's just a matter of him having 17 archers and his Barbarian King at this point, going through and cleaning stuff up. And at this point, I think it was funny because all of us in clan chat were talking back and forth saying, oh, is he going to make it? And, you feel like, okay, yeah, he's got it. And then all of a sudden you start watching, this golem coming down. And that golem is so slow. But he works his way down fast enough. And just, one hit is all that golem needs to take out those archers. And those archers are not going to do anything to that golem. So yes, a golem versus archers, yeah, the golem's going to win. But a golem chasing down hogs, he's just not going to catch them. So the golem gets distracted there with that big group of archers. Gives that Barbarian King, that one wizard, and those 3 archers enough time with that level 20 Barbarian King that Nate has to begin going up into the rest of the core and cleaning out what's left up there. This attack, I mean, you guys can see it. It's kind of like, okay, is he going to make it or not? Thankfully, Supercell now has 3 minutes and 30 seconds attack time and built in for all of these attacks, so it does give you a little bit of freedom and grace, so to speak, in going through and cleaning up all these bases that, before that extra 30 seconds was added, you might have, only 2-starred. But Nate went ahead, he gets all of those, buildings down, and then the Barbarian King turns around. He had raged them up, and sure enough, he has plenty of troops at that point with the wizard, with a few extra archers behind him, and he's able to go ahead and take out the golemites, and all that's left really is the town hall and the clan castle, and that's it. So 3-star attack. Nate, good job. Glad to see that you are keeping up that trend of 3-starring bases, and man, hogs are fun. You just have to get the right pattern down, and as long as you can keep those heals on them, and he did have that, missed heal early in the raid. And even with that missed heal, he still pulled off a 3-star attack. So guys, once more, if there is a certain CC combo that you guys like to use as a defensive measure to prevent guys from 3-starring you, post that below. Love to see your comments and also interact with you on that. And as always, this is John over Common Sense Clashing, helping you clash smarter, not harder.